What's up, guys? Uh, this video is gonna be about my top 3 specs on World of Warcraft as of right now in Dragonflight 10.15. I think this is ultimately gonna change with Restu's new talent. I've been a Cat Weaver for a while, and the Grove talent is gonna be super good. And I think I'm gonna go with him instead. He's also got a druid right now as well on off spec. I guess we can start. There is basically really only I like Arcane Mage as of now. I didn't understand it before, but now I kind of like it. And I'm liking Mistweaver Monk. Mistweaver Monk feels really good. The only bad thing, this bad thing is gonna get fixed in the next update. The cooldowns are really good, but the worst thing about them is they go. Well, I'm a Fistweaver also, so that's probably the main thing. But if I'm not doing Fistweaver, then it's kind of just boring. You know, punch equal heal. And then Hunter, I like Survival Hunter, I love all the specs. The other two just seem a little bit more boring. And then stuff like Arms Warrior, Fear Warrior is kind of boring. Arms Warrior is also kind of boring. Arcane Mage is probably the most fun out of the three right now. I think Frost has got to be the most boring. And then for the rogue specs, I'll probably say Outlaw and Solitude my favorite. I don't like Assassination that much. And I play Heavy Demon Hunter. They actually, the last time I played them, they were pretty strong. Like, felt strong. Affliction Lock is the most, like, boring of the specs. And Demonology also Destruction. I think that's the best one in terms of fun and damage. I play Restoration Shaman. I can play Enhancement and Elemental. I think Elemental, their AoE is so good. And then Priest. Oh, Priest. I like this Priest. I think it's amazing. I think it's fun. Holy Priest is so boring. Holy Priest is so boring. Shadow Priest kind of feels bad right now. I'm actually gonna change the video to what I think about the classes as of right now. This priest really fun, and their healing is really strong. Once you get their like cooldown rotation. I think Prot Warrior is also the most boring warrior tank out of all of them. And then for Paladin, the Holy rework is it's been really nice how they reworked Glimmer, Holy Shock, and all that. I did like before how Avenging Crusader felt more impactful than it does right now. Because now you only have one Crusader strike instead of two, which makes it feel really bad. If they could make a change to that, that'd be really nice. But other than that, that's my one complaint. Red Paladin also feels really good, since they got a rework also this expansion. I really like how you can auto attack as Crusader Strike, which is really nice. And Prot Paladin, I think Prot Paladin is also quite boring. Well, not boring, but like, it's mostly just a utility. Its damage is really weak. I don't know why people say Blood DK damage is worse than the Holy Paladin. I mean, I don't get that. And then, I mean, their survivability is top notch, but I think Blood DK is the tankiest tank out of all the tanks. And then we have Evoker. Devastation, quite fun, but you have a limited amount of buns. And you have a, like, kind of spell-oriented, all their specs are kind of spell-oriented. Like, their spells are actually more impactful, if you know what I mean by that. But Devastation, it's fun. Ogverker is the most boring class, and I wish they didn't even add it. If they also need to update details or something to make them actually show the damage that they're adding to the team, because you can't really tell right now, other than like say the tank and then Breath of Eon, tank, the blistering scales and all that. Once you get down on the Preservation Broker, Preservation Broker has really good healing, but you need to get down on the how Echo works. That's the main thing with them. And they also do a lot of damage as a healer. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I guess I'll go over all the specs down here. Enhancement is it's kind of fun. I think Demo Luck is the second most boring, but they pump on single target and AoE. Hunter, BM, their AoE is pretty good, but their single target is what's really funky about them. Well, actually, I want to show everyone something about Hunter. I've been running this build, and I think it's actually really better than the builds they tell you to run. So I'm just going to bring it up. And then with the other Hunter specs, I forgot the name. I think like Marksman, right? You really only aim shot into arcane shot procs, and then rapid fire on the CD, and then if you're AoE, explosive shot, and then aim shot to multi-shot, and that's really good. And then true shot, the true shot proc thing basically makes all that just faster. So I think survival is definitely the funnest I've had on the spec. They're only 415 now, so that kinda sucks. But see, look at here. These guys pump. They pump on AoE and their single target's pretty good. All you really do is use Mongoose Bite as your main, keeping this up all the time, and then pretty much just using bombs, taking in. It's a bleed. It's a bleed on survival instead of like an actual just straight up damage. I've been really liking more of Sacrifice. It's kind of like Sac for a Hunter. So this is the talent build I'm on. Right here for Beastmaster Hunter. Left side's pretty standard. I would pick up more. I've recently been using more, like not recently, but like I haven't really played BM at all. So only real thing I could also do is get rid of this for that if you need it. But then if you don't, just put that to kill command. What I dropped is this steel villain. I think you don't really need it. I already have 20. I already have 25% crit. And so you also, you each get 15%, and then you can get the back piece and reverse and make it 17, which is nice also. I think crit doesn't matter as much. This spell, the main changes you can see over here: barb shot damage, and then bloodshed. It's like Death Dracum. Basically kind of same cooldown. 10% more damage and then 15% more damage from pet, which is basically the exact same thing. Your number one damage from yourself is going to be a barb shot, and then kill command is always going to be on top. That's what I have to say about Hunter. Brewmaster is kind of fun with all the stagger that they do. Windwalker, the last one played Windwalker, I've played this expansion also, but they switched it up to like rogue style with combo points. I don't really like it as much as the old one, which is just kind of CDs. And then we have Druid. Garland Druid's really good. Ursox Fury used to be trash. It used to always be Friends Region on top as the main heal. Now it's Ursox Fury by like a lot. It's like 60%, 88, maybe even 80%, 70, 80%. Ursox Fury as their healing. And then now we have Balanced Druid. They made it from you don't have to take up Stell or Flare anymore. I hated that spell. Now you could just have 2 dots and you fire Sunfire. It's quite nice. I think you can still pick up the talent, but like no one really picks it up. And then you have Feral. Feral, all about your bleeds, and then you just spam Ferocious Bite when you have all your bleeds up. And then Resto Druid just hops, and their damage is pretty bad. That's Resto Druid. The only real damage I do with Resto Druid is convoking a Feral and convoking in Moonconform form. Those are the only 2 real damage other than just Sunfire and then Swipe and Thrash and all that. And then DK. Now, a lot of people have been saying for a while since this expansion happened that Blood DK has been awful, right? I think they've been, I mean, not the best, but like they've gotten a lot better since with all the updates, right? And what they don't really show you, right, is the talents I prefer to use, which are kind of just good talents. Okay, that didn't make any sense at all. Alright, so here we are. My log is kind of tall.
I'm looking forward to our negotiation.
That's for let's read the monk. So here's what my builds look like. I prefer mastery crit for the parry chance. And you don't really need that much haste because you have this right here. And the build is kind of just this. Holy Stasis is really nice for damage, even if you're like, let's say you're just getting into the, let's say you're doing a boss fight, right?
We stand against chaos.
Let's say you're doing a boss fight, right? And you're just going this, your village, war barrel, and then boom, just suddenly you're doing not doing much that. It just builds up with AoE. Boom. 5 after increases damage and healing by 40%. So that's all. That's one of my best spells. And then I'm mostly just speccing the damage. I have 1 point in this, and then you can kind of change the stuff around. Maybe jump this for Bloodborne. The healing doesn't really matter. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It really doesn't matter in Vampiric, Vampiric Blood, because you're also just getting Vampiric Blood whenever, like basically whenever. So here's what I would run. This could be useful in raid, but I would still take this over this. My left side, I take Blinding Light. Permafrost is, it's not bad. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's good. But like, blinding sheets is just better. Plus, you don't really even need a shield at all, since I have. What I do is I usually have Blood Shield up 100% of the time, right? Just 100% uptime on Blood Shield. And then here's the rest of the left side talent tree. And then for the runic weapon enchant, I always go for I always go for this one. And you'd be like, you might be like, why is that? First off, you get more stats from your weapon, which they don't really tell you. And then you also just get more stamina and more health. Right? And you get more armor. So I would have like 900 something K right now if I didn't have this. And then I'll put 1 point here, 10% extra. 20% doesn't really matter that much. And then Death Coil, never use this. Never. Blood Strike all the way. And then I'd say the things you could grab are probably Anti-Magic Zone. If you really wanted to, I think it's not really that useful. I mean, it is useful for your team, but not you. Yeah, you could go right down the middle, grab Wraithwalk if you wanted to. have 18 speed, so kind of a fast boy. I'm kind of actually done with this character, really, because each season I usually just get Keystone Hero, and that's that. And I kind of just do your vaults, get one done, get a 16 done, boom, and then you can get a mishap piece if you want to. I did have a bunch of aspect crests, but I forgot I got this this embellished piece. This one also. This one is also good because I always am usually at 100% health. I'd say I like Ironheart a lot. I think that's really important about what I'm trying to do. Because the main thing with DK is physical damage, right? So when you take a lot of physical damage, you know, it hurts, and then this just makes it just makes bone shields so much better. And that 80% feeling like 100. Umbilicus Eternus is kind of trash. Very trash, honestly. And then most of this is just mandatory. You could drop this maybe, pick up 2 of these, drop this, pick up 2 of these. You could drop this if you want to, but I wouldn't recommend it. And then the left side is pretty standard. Then this is garbage. This is absolute dog. That's trash. That's... Can I see, This is a Frost breakdown. Frost is all about obliterate. I'll just put current segment. Alright, that's that. Most of this stuff, you're not really gonna pick up this or this, honestly. You could. There you go. This is pretty bad, but who knows, I guess I could start running with this, it doesn't seem that bad. The damage is just pretty good. You know, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, I think that's that. I have Beacon. I have the Stamina Trinket also. I could actually replace it with this if I wanted to, but yeah, I really don't need it. And that's that for DK. Their damage is pretty solid right now. I think the worst thing about them is getting accepted to groups, but that's about it. I think they've always been in a solid place. I think that's pretty much my video. With Bloodshot, I pretty much always have Blood Shield active, and I don't really think you need Boom Tap unless you're kind of that bad. I mean, not bad, but like, yeah, actually, yeah, that bad at the game that you need it. So, yeah, because most people grab Rune of the Fallen Crusader, right? The strength thing really doesn't matter that much. Yeah, it's useful, but its damage is not even a 1% upgrade. not even 1% on damage. And yeah, that's why I just prefer this over them. I think I kinda don't want to play World of Warcraft either right now. There's a couple games I want to play, like Baldur's Gate 3 and all that. But I don't know, I just kinda don't feel like playing it. That's why I have so much alts. I have every character at level 70, but that doesn't mean each character is gonna be fully geared. Yeah, the average rating for the characters is like 2k, and the average eye level is like 425. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy every single one of them. And I also I kinda do power level. I can get 170 in like 4 hours. You can also do that with the no-coup thing as well. If you don't know what the no-coup thing is, you can go over here, and then you can kill a bunch of these elites, and they have a rapid spawn timer, and you can just get a summon on your character, and then you'll just be able to basically just get them from 1 to 70 in about 1 or 2 hours, give or take, with probably war mode on, and you can AFK that too. I think that wraps it up. This is always the weird place. This is always the weird place in WoW. The like kind of mid-season time getting boring, you know. All that stuff. I think that's it for the classes.